thought you were going to make me sing, Louisa, with the music on. Well, welcome to our auctions here today. First of all, an announcement that 1212 Mangakawa Road, that property has been withdrawn from auction, but Kelly Grice is here if you have any inquiries on the particular property there, which was going to be lot 1 here today. I understand the property is now by a private treaty, so if you do have interest, please make that known to the agents. My name is Steve Michelle. I'd like to extend a very warm welcome to everyone in the room here and our online audience. Of course, these days you can watch our auctions in the comfort of your own homes and offices. However, you can't bid through and being an absentee person other than through the phones with our agents. And I have no telephone bidding registration, so the parties in the room, you are it, and we wish you well. You have the first opportunity, of course, to talk with our sellers. Of course, assisted by Louisa Rope. She's on the far side there at the desk. She'll put the bids up on the screens here for you today, so you'll have an accurate record of today's proceedings. And Anthony Merrington, our branch manager, is here for the negotiation part. In the event the bidding doesn't reach the reserve price, then Anthony will come into play and we'll see if we can come to an agreement between our highest bidder and our seller. With regard to the bidding and conduct of auction, it's explained to you in clauses 1 and 2 of the documentation. You bid on a cash unconditional basis, which means all of your due diligence is completed before today's date. Building inquiries, LIM reports, council inquiries, legal advice, and of course your finance does need to be in order, because we do call for a 10% deposit as part payment of the purchase price. The settlement date, I'll announce that when I get to the particular property there at lot 2. Of course, I remind yourself of your obligations under the Overseas Investment Act. You do need to be a New Zealand resident or citizen, an Australian or Singaporean of the same which to bid on a cash unconditional basis. The conduct of auction, as you can see on the display there, after the property subject to reserve price, the highest bidder there too will be declared the purchaser. In the event of a disputed bid, I'll simply put the property back at the last undisputed bid, and the bidders can be refused at any time if not in the best interest of the property, and the vendor also reserves the right to bid through the auctioneer. It seems strange, but vendor bidding is a placeholder or a starting bid under the instructions from the seller at figures that they will not entertain. Of course, no vendor bidding will be above the reserve price. If a dispute concerning any rises, I'll go back to the last undisputed bid. Now, the successful purchasers here today at the fall of the hammer will ask you to confirm their contract by signing the attached memorandum and the GST schedule, which is annexed to the documentation. So very straightforward rules, nothing unusual, which what we use, I'm using 3, 4, 5 times a week in our auction rooms, the standard real estate document. So let's move to the properties, Louisa, if you will. Again, I'll highlight that 1212 Mangakawa Road has been withdrawn from the auction process, and we'll move through at the permission of the slideshow. There we go. These properties will move now to lot 2, 31B Hamilton Road. So Hamilton Road, an easy, comfortably walking distance straight through the slip there from the office here in Cambridge. Number 31B, and the marketing agent is Karen Grutscholten on my right hand side. Also, we offer you a feasible estate and a wonderful parcel of land of 704 square metres more or less. It is lot 2. The deposited plan number is 535765 and our record of title number being 887088. Your chattels list, that remains unchanged from what was circulated, being the fixed floor coverings, the blinds and the light fittings. You also have the range hood, the dishwasher, there's the gas hob and the electric oven, 1 heat pump, 2 heated towel rails, the automatic garage door opener with its remotes, and of course the garden shed. Vacant possession with a flexible approach is 30 days to 60 days from the fall of the hammer at the purchaser's discretion, but we will put your nominated date into the contract immediately at the conclusion. No further terms annexed to the documentation. So a wonderful property, as you can see from our slides, and it's been built very recently, of course, 2019. So that is very recent. Comes with a 10-year warranty for the property, and of course you're set back off the main road, 704 square metres, giving you that privacy, but only a kilometre to the Cambridge township, or you've got here 600 kilometres, but I presume you mean metres, to the good union. It might be 600 kilometres on the way home, depending on how good the union is for you, but just a short stroll into town here for all of your amenities. Of course, those of you familiar with Cambridge, it's a very bustling town, one of our most popular real estate markets because of that. The house itself, about 197 square metres, open plan in its nature with the kitchen and the living areas, flowing through to the dining area plus the separate lounge. So you've got formal and informal entertaining opportunities, accommodation for families with 4 bedrooms, and of course I love how those wonderful living areas spill into the outside there for you. Open plan, it's nature, capturing that north facing terrace. Great for that indoor-outdoor flow. The kitchen, I don't have a slide for you, but the beautiful PowerShell splashback in the scullery and hob give you all of the convenience of the current environment and modern building techniques. And then the master bedroom, as you'd expect, fully tiled in its ensuite walk-in wardrobe, and also opens up to a private terrace as well. So it's all here for you. Wonderful accommodation, wonderful location. I'm going to look for an opening bid. Highest bidder has the first opportunity to talk with our owners. I encourage you to start the bidding, otherwise we're going to be back in the conditional party stage 3. Who'd like to call an opening bid here? Looking for a start? I would have thought high 8s or even the 9 for a start. Highest bidder has an opportunity during the auction to talk with their owners. Our sellers are keen to see the property sold here today, otherwise you'll compete with all the other conditional interests. Do you have any interest, sir, to pay the cash bid? Well, I'll kick it off then at $880,000. We've got great sales evidence nearby the property at $880,000. I encourage anyone to bid, take 10s from here at $890,000. Otherwise, we'll set it aside. We'll deal following. Again, the highest bidder has the first opportunity to talk with their owner at their expectation. At $880,000 there with a vendor bid, I'll call 3 times before we go. At $880,000 there's second. Third and final opportunity to bid against the start. All done. All signed at $880,000. I'll take your silence as my instructions there, folks. I'll put the hammer down. We'll close the auction there on the vendor bid at $880,000, and if you have any interest in the property, we're happy to negotiate with you from that level onwards. So a nice quick ceremony for you, Karen. I know you're going to be busy now though, because you've got lots of conditional interest. So we'll close the auction, and those of you that have travelled, wish you a safe journey home. Looks like we're going to have a cracker of a day, so please enjoy it. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your afternoon.